Oh, there it is.
How about now?
All right. All right.
Hi everybody, we're having too much fun yet. Somebody say yes.
Come in.
The more relaxed you get, the more relaxed I'm going to feel. So. I don't think so. Maybe we'll throw four together, but yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming to the panel. As you're well aware, this has been one of our highlight guests for this week. So thank you all for joining us for the time. So I'm just going to have a couple questions for Mr. Cummings off the bat, and then we'll open it up for questions at the end. Sound good? All right. Cool. And are you good with photos and video?
I reckon so. Yeah, and if you want something personal, you can come back to the thing. And usually people always, I can get a couple of these out of the way now. I started in '84, made my first demo tape, because I know a few questions that will be fun. First out was Dumbo Circus on the Disney Channel. They had just started up cable TV, and Disney didn't have any content, so they ordered like 125 shows of that one, and I got my first job, so that got me out of the video depot like right away, and then by that time I had an agent and the whole bit. It was a lot of fun, and I understand Disney has done well with their channel since then. And you're welcome out there, Disney, people, wherever they are. And then the next big thing that happened was they started casting back when ABC and Disney were two separate companies. Somebody at ABC, thank goodness, had a great idea to bring back that little bear from like 20-some years prior. Because people say, "Well, it's such a big thing, you know." And everything. Well, at the time in '87, he hadn't been around for like 20 years or so. Winnie the Pooh, because they made the first 3 shorts, which were very popular, and then they kind of took off. There were a few here and there, but it wasn't until '87 when they started the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh that it started back up, and then we had like 5 or 6 different series and a lot of movies. And did everybody see Christopher Robin?
Yeah.
I did too. And I like the part where Pooh battled the zombie Nazi spiders from Mars.
Is that in the uncut version? Or?
Yeah, that part was. Oh, that's right. They edited that out.
Spoilers.
Bummer. Never mind. But anyway, and that was all those years ago, and now so far so good. I've been busy since then, and now I get to come hang out with you guys. So thanks for having me. Yeah,
All right. Well, of course, you got the right question right off the bat for me. So I guess I'll go to the second one. So.
I knew it would be in there somewhere.
Of course. So I have been just kind of doing some research as one does, and I know you made a transition to living in New Orleans for a while, and you were designing some Mardi Gras floats, etc., and worked as a vocalist, other things. What was that experience like?
Well, let's see. No, I love it. I was just saying that this kind of reminds me of New Orleans because we're right on the water, right? And you know, I used to live in Algiers, which is right across the ferry, and you know, I loved it. I was a deckhand on a riverboat, and that's where I ended up getting the Cajun accent from. Because a lot of times they'll say, well, you know, people in Hollywood or somebody will say, well, we need a Cajun accent. Then they'll get somebody over there and it sounds like that young Gomer Pie. No, that's not a Cajun accent. They're Cajun they got down there. That's a whole different world out there, yeah. And so, you know, I got to be designated. As a result, you know, it's the things that you never know. When I was a deckhand on a riverboat, and you guys remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? Yeah. Well, they came up with a villain, and this is back in like '89, '88, named Leatherhead in the original Turtles, and he was supposed to be a Cajun alligator who had the same Terrigen Mist or something that the turtles had, only he was an alligator. So he was a little bigger and badder with the same kind of juice. And they wanted him to sound scary and everything. So I thought, and I remember my old deckhand, it was the very last time the Old Dutch was going to be on the river. They were going to retire the boat. and the guy's name was Léonce Leblanc. And he was the ancient, he looked like a cartoon character himself. He was an old Cajun guy, and it was his last time on the river, and it was my first time on the river. And he said, I can't believe they sent me dumb little Yankee college boy for my last time on the river. And I said, well, I'm not in college. He goes, well, you better go. But you ain't going to make it on these boats, no. And he was right. I didn't make it on them boats, no. But I stole his voice. And he was Leatherhead. So you never know. You got to be a sponge. You listen around. Like I've had a couple of my aunts and uncles be in cartoon shows, and I'm not real sure if they were too pleased about it. But I would do that, and I would, do impressions of teachers from my old schools, and I've had them in cartoons. Because they used to love it when I would do impressions of them in class. Not really. But you never know when that'll come up. But Leatherhead was the original, and he sounds just like him. I often wondered, because that was only like 8 years after that, if his grandkids were ever sitting there watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, go get that turtle. You got to get there. We're going to get blah, blah, blah. Hey, Grandpa, come here. Do you know this guy here? Because, anyway. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. You never know.
Is there anyone you tapped into to channel the inner Cajun again for Ray the Fire?
We put together. He was, I think he was just kind of an original. And I just knew at that time that I really, 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 really wanted that role. And my little girl Gracie, she looked exactly like Princess Tiana did. And she was the same. She was 4 years old, and she even has one dimple just like Tiana did. And I was like, oh my God, if I don't get this gig, I'm gonna sue y'all for taking a picture of my little girl. She adopted me, and I just told myself I'm gonna shoot myself if I don't get this job, because I'll be sitting there listening to those damn songs for like 8 years with Harry Connick Jr. singing them, and it won't be me. So I tried out for it. They said you had to sing a Cajun love song for the audition, and I looked around and I tried to find sheet music, but none of those guys ever wrote anything down. It was all by instinct. Instinct is the best thing, but it doesn't do for much sheet music, right? And so I remember Leon Russell wrote a song in 1975 on an album, and it was called A Cajun Love Song, and that was the actual name of the song. And so they said, so what are you going to sing for your Cajun love song? And I said, well, how about A Cajun Love Song? And they go, yeah, which one? I said, no, that one. Which one? A Cajun Love Song. Which one? No, anyway. So, and we didn't have sheet music for that either, so I sang it a cappella, Acapulco, as we say, and I ended up getting the job, thank God. And then the first thing out of my mouth, come on, get you me, come on, get you back in the bayou around fishing time. And that was the work song that he did while he untied their tongues in the beginning of the movie. And they just used it. Apparently it was in key, so I'll take it. Yeah. You never know.
Well, I know, do we have any Disney nerds in the audience? I mean, just alright, good, that's good. Alright, I'm sure we're all very familiar with Sterling Holloway, the original voice from Winnie the Pooh. This is kind of probably a big question, but what was it like filling in those shoes?
Heck, I don't know. They fit.
They fit pretty well.
Yeah, I never got to actually meet him. I wish I had. He was a cool little character, and he was in Andy Griffith's show. He was in the Superman show back in the '50s, and he was just talking. That was him talking, like him and Walter Brennan and certain people like John Fiedler. That was just he was picking. That's kind of how he talked, and that's really how Sterling Holloway spoke. And I had occasion when I first moved to California, I wasn't in the business, but my wife and I were down at Laguna Beach, and that's where Sterling lived. And we're sitting there. We thought we were the only people in the restaurant, and we see the waitress walk over to some corner booth, and she says, "Well, have you decided what you want for lunch yet, sir?" And he says, I believe I'll have the chow and I got up and I walked over, and there he was. He looked like an albino crow sitting over there with all his white hair sticking up. And I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. And I thought, what's that? You mean this? And now I feel like a jerk. Okay. So I didn't do that, but I kind of wish I did. But I never got to meet him. But it was great, you know. Like I say, that's just the way he spoke. So then you have it. But you do have to let a little smack on the funny.
Do you recommend if you took any honey with this chowder?
But it would, no. That'd be a little funky.
That's true.
But Tigger would like it, definitely. There's no problem. Tiggers love, oh wait, no they don't. Never mind.
What has been your favorite voice acting role so far? I know you have voiced so many.
Well, I have like 4 or 5. I have 5 or 6. I don't know. If I start naming them, then I start naming all of them. But I think Pooh and Tigger are in their own category, you know, if that makes sense. Because they're evergreens, you know, they're not going to go anywhere. They're not tied to any fad or anything. They're not tied to skateboards or pogs or anything, right? So that, yeah, you understand the concept. There you go. Exactly. What did he say? Anyway, no, but and then I like Darkwing. Darkwing Duck. The terror that collapse of the night. Excellent work, Launchpad. Thank you, sir. And then Ray, you know, one of my main guys forever. And do we have any Star Wars fans here? Is there any chance whatsoever? Because I really get a big kick out of And it's really cool because he came from Star Wars Clone Wars, and they weren't going to have any of those guys in Rebels. And they go, yeah, you know what, let's go ahead and get Hondo back. So he was 30 years older, and he pops up again in Rebels. And then Lego Freemakers, they go, okay, we can't have any spillover, except for Hondo. Let's get Hondo. You know, it's like, hold on, okay, maybe one, Hondo. And then he was in that, and then they're going, okay, well, we can't have any of the TV characters show up and hang out with Han Solo and Chewbacca, except for Hondo. You know, let's get Hondo. So if ever you make it to Disney World or Disneyland, you gotta go see Galaxy's Edge. You gotta go see it anyway, just cause. I mean, you know, you walk around and you're going, holy, you know, you're looking for, you know, lightsabers and everything. And Hondo is the guy. He steals the Millennium Falcon. It stuns me in silence too. And I was like, wait, and it took us like a year and a half to do this ride. If you ever get there, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. You should be writing this down. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. And you're in the cockpit. You're in Han Solo's cockpit where Luke and Chewie and Leia and me apparently are hanging out. And I remember them doing the spec on this thing. They're trying to decide what they're going to put in. This is years ago. And they said, well, you know, they've got this thing. It's going to be on spec. We don't know if it's going to. They're thinking maybe having one of the guys from the TV show, like maybe Hondo, be like a tour guide or something. And I said, oh, well, that'd be cool. Because, you know, it's kind of cool when you have a horse on the ride at Disneyland. I had Illuminations. Did you ever guys get down to Epcot ever? Down there? There was a thing called Illuminations, and it was kind of like the world's campfire with all the torches, and I was the wise shaman who said, we are gathered here around the campfire, blah, blah, blah. And I go like that, you know. And then I blew it up, and I was thinking, well, that's going away. And then this one opened up the same month, so I felt pretty cool about it. But it's pretty outrageously astonishing. And you are in the cockpit, and you have to drive it. My daughter was just on it the other day, and my 32-year-old, we live in California, and she was down in Orange County visiting friends. She was coming home, she goes, and this is how bad traffic was, she goes, I just got off the freeway and went to Disneyland. I said, okay. And she calls me up and she goes, Dad, I just went on that ride. And for some reason she hadn't been on it yet. and she was sitting there giggling, going out of her mind, and you could see there's all these little television monitors. Come on, move along this way, and everybody's like, it's hot down, it's hot down. And she's going, I couldn't, it was like all I could do to go, that's my dad! That's my dad talking to you, he's telling you to move along, he's gonna kill you. It's great, isn't that great, you know? So it was, I don't even remember the question, but anyway, that was the answer.
That's alright. Alright, so obviously the amount of characters that you voiced has to be in the hundreds. Do you have a guess, or do you have a
No, IMDb does.
There you go.
Probably some of you guys do too. I don't know. Because people will come up to me and different characters mean so much to different people. I mean, I remember the very first convention I ever did was in Connecticut. And a lot of gamers up there. It's cold. You gotta do something. You know, and so these guys come up to me, do the line. And I, huh? Can we do the line? Seriously, do we do the line? Oh, well, no, do the line. Yeah, that's let's get dangerous. No, the line. And I go, what line? And apparently there was a game, Baldur's Gate, and I was a character named Minsk. And I'm not a big gamer at all. Like, okay, I'm not a gamer. But apparently he had a line, go for the ice, boo. And he was this big, gigantic guy who had a little hamster in his pocket. And she's going, look out, villainy, here comes the hamster of justice. That's pretty scary. And that was the line. So you never know which character resonates with people, you know. It's always, you know, and I did like the mailman and Courage the Cowardly Dog and somebody, or what was that? Federici. Yeah, Polino. He was an Italian fellow. Can't remember.
An alligator.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Colucci.
Yeah.
Spaghettini. Pacino. I don't know. But anyway, I'm glad people had different ones.
He said fusilli.
Fusilli, that's right. Like the pasta. I knew it was something edible. I was thinking cacciatore, no.
Now I feel bad because I never fully put that one together till now.
Well, thank God we cleared that up.
There we go.
We can all sleep tonight.
So you've obviously done a fair bit of video game character voice acting. The Kingdom Hearts. So I know I've seen.
Yeah, I heard that.
Gotcha. All right. Mass Effect 2, many others. Is there a process of voicing a video game character that's similar? I mean, of course, they're similar, like a character, but is there much of a difference? Or?
Yeah, they're all boring. They're really. No, I just kidding. No, I'm not. I don't care for it as much. And usually, a lot of times, like when I think years ago, that it would always be like, okay, now you're falling from the third moon of Jupiter onto the fourth ring of Saturn, and it's about a 1 light year away, and you're screaming the entire time, oh, and you're on fire. Go. I'm like, hell no. You need somebody else for that, because I'd like to be able to talk tomorrow. So whenever I do video games, I want to be the old folks sitting around the fire telling stories, because that guy's never going to swing. So it's just easy. Video games, it's not like a movie. It won't be on TV, and you can't catch a rerun or something, or buy a DVD or a video. You got to be gaming to do it, and since I don't do it, I don't really have a big handle on it. But I'm glad everybody likes them. I really am. Laura Walker Cho is another one from Worlds of Warcraft. From Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
So, yeah, there you go. That's Spanish. I'll never forget it. No, that's actually cool.
So, from a technical aspect, what do you do to warm up your voice before falling from the third moon of into that?
I tell them to call someone else for that one, but no, I think I was always a singer. I joke around. been a professional musician since I was 13 because I got $10 to go and sing those 11 Motown songs that me and my 3 buddies knew, and we would like repeat them the whole time. And we each got $10 each, so that means you're a professional. And it's the stuff I would have sung for free in the shower. Anyway, so it was pretty cool. Yeah.
With your incredible repertoire of voices, and you've done a very wide vocal range, has there ever been a time where you've experienced a kind of burnout, whether it's physically or just emotionally, or that, that kind of thing in the process?
No, I don't think so. Not yet. Now I probably will. No. no, I just love it. I mean, I like it. I love it that other people, that it means a lot, to you guys. I love that folks love it.
Are there any projects right now that you're particularly excited about, that you're currently involved with?
Oh geez, whatever the next one is. We're starting on some really cool Mickey Mouse shorts, and I'm Pete. You guys know Pete, right? Yeah. The cool guy from taking a break from the TV. There you go. That's right. Daddy can't miss you if you don't go away. He's Father of the Year, right? Oh man. Well, a shock to the system's good for them every now and then. It purges their little glands that they may grow. Come here, you little write-off. Yeah, Pete, everybody loves Pete.
Have you ever used your voices in just ordering food, or just because, just while you're out and about, your friends, anyone?
I must never use these voices for evil. But I used to do that every now and then, and it would be like, no, seriously, what do you want? Or well, I said I wanted a bag of fries and some hamburgers. Okay, but what? So that kind of thing. And I used to put them on my answering machine. And back when I very, very first started, when we all had those tapes. And, you'd go away for the weekend and you'd come home and you'd hear, whoa, that's pretty cool. And somebody just got my number and said, call this number. And it'd be like 40 phone calls. Wow, dude, you sound just like Darkwing, man. So I don't do that anymore. Because, yeah.
Well, you've been a voice to many of our childhood heroes as well as villains. For those who have grown up inspired by your work, maybe to the point of pursuing voice acting, what are some words of wisdom that you might be willing to share?
Well, I didn't even realize it at the time, but I think I was kind of doing research my whole life. And I knew I wanted to do this early on, like 4 or 5 years old. I remember my dad, we were watching TV and Mel Blanc was on the Jack Benny show, and my dad goes, see this guy over there? Yeah. He's one does Daffy Duck and Bugs and Tasmanian Devil and Foghorn Leghorn. Foghorn Leghorn was my favorite guy, and Taz. But he was telling me, and I said, wow, well that's cool. Well, he's not getting in trouble having to stand in the corner for being too loud and bodacious. So I'm going to do it this way, And so I kind of knew early on that I was going to aim for that. But no, I don't. I'll do people's answering machines and stuff like that. But I always knew I was going to be weird for a living, We don't have dolphins here, Mr. Cummings, in Central London. It's stuff that you just get kicked out of class. So.
Now's the time for questions from the audience. So do we have any hands? All right, and you guys, I've watched the hands just slowly creep up from the checks. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, Stan, give us your name and your favorite dessert.
Okay, my name is Andre Stephen. My favorite dessert is molten lava cake.
Man, taste.
If Alexandria Cortez hears that, she's going to be mad at you for killing volcanoes.
So yeah, you were like a big important life in my childhood, of course, and my personal.
And you have a good shirt.
Yes, and of course, Darkwing Duck was my first introduction to your voice role. 2 quick questions. What's your favorite episode that you did when you were voicing Darkwing Duck?
Remember that one?
Well, obviously What the first was when they first introduced your character, the pilot episode.
What, the what, bud?
You know, the very first episode before Darkwing Duck adopted Goslin.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And they introduced the villain Taurus Bulba, voiced by the legendary Tim
Taurus
Curry.
Bulba, yes, Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a good one.
Yeah, and then there was the Quacker Jack episode where like he hated like this Wiffle Boy and stuff.
Yes, I remember that. I used to get a kick out of Megavolt and Steelbeak.
Oh yeah,
Dan Castellaneta. Quick, who played Megavolt?
Dan Castellaneta.
Yes.
The voice of Homer Simpson.
Don't. Good job.
Yeah, Dan Castellaneta. Yeah, he also voiced him. And also, the second question is, what was it like? What's the best part of voicing Pete when you were in the Kingdom Hearts franchise?
Seeing what the Japanese version is first.
Oh, that's
because they do it all in Japan. It's one of the only things that we have to. Because we don't do a lot of looping usually. You know, we have some artists here, and we were talking earlier, some illustrators and. I guess what I'm saying, oh, yours is loud. Wow. See, I'm too loud for this one. Now you're stuck with that one. She's going to pantomime the rest of the questions for us, so it'll be great. I'm sorry, what was the question again?
I was saying.
Oh yeah, it's
Kingdom Hearts.
It's weird because they animate all those in Japan, and since they're there and they make them in Japan, they do the Japanese version first of the script. You know, and there's nothing like seeing Pete come walking out and he's got that big samurai thing like, oh, no, and the line is, okay, pal, let's go. So I'm kind of screwed. How am I supposed to, okay, I got 4 syllables, he just did 19. Now what?
That's crazy.
So we do a lot of stepping and fetching and juggling on that one. Can't really say it's my favorite part, but it's in there.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
I see Ash Hutchins got one.
Hey, there you are.
My question is to you is, what was it like working on the show's Goose Troop and Goof movie as Pete?
It was great. It was great. I used to love it. It was, you know, Pete is, he's one of my favorite guys because he's not really a villain. He's just kind of a loudmouth and a bit of a bully and everything. Although in Three Musketeers, if you saw that one, they really, I mean, I remember Donovan Cook saying, you know, he was going to strangle Mickey and flay his head and offer to kill him and do that. They're not going to let you say that. And they didn't. It ended up being, he'll be doomed, I tell you. Doomed. Oh, gosh. Sorry, one of my kids is calling me. Oh, wow. I updated my phone the other day and it says spam risk. It actually says, oh, I missed that. Darn it. We're going to turn this off. I can't believe it says spam risk. I mean, I love spam, but only when it's like fried. Yes. Yes.
What like work with other voice actors? Like for example, would you work with Tom Candy? Did you voice Thunder?
Where's the other case? That's a good one.
You have good taste.
Shows that you worked on, even if they've gotten their finale, that may have gotten canceled much sooner than like you have wanted them to.
Oh, Bump in the Night.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, that was really a cool show. We did the 3rd season, and it was just recorded but never produced. I don't know why, but I really dug that show. Yeah. Thanks for But anyway, that was it. Yeah, thanks. Well, listen, thank you very, very much. And I'm so glad. Come say hi at the table as we leave. autograph something, as long as it's not yourself. And then I've had people, like, this is my name, this autograph. Then she comes back the next day with a tattoo of my name. I go, I didn't even give you good penmanship. I would have been much better had I known. So give me a heads up, but I can sign other stuff for you, so thanks. All right, God bless. Oh, well, I like Boston cream pie. Yeah. And pecan pralines. And angel food cake. And let's see, stuff with sauce on it. Anyway, yeah, I was working toward honey. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.